Banana?
What?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. No,
Yeah. It's Minions Week.
Is it?
Technically.
It's like a shittier Shark Week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good description.
Shark Week, but worse.
They're gonna get Steve-O to jump over a million minions or some dumb PR stuff.
And they're all just throwing bananas at him.
Who's gonna win in a race? Is it gonna be Uwe Bolt or 15 minions? Banana!
Stacked up on top of each other in a trench coat, specifically.
Oh, God.
Like, they have to be stacked up on top of each other in a trench coat. If they cease to be stacked up on top of each other in a trench coat, Uwe Boll wins by default, which is not how I want to see this go down.
Wait.
I didn't make the rules.
Usain Bolt. Uwe Boll is the guy who directs all the terrible
that's why I don't want him to win, and I thought you said Uwe Boll.
Uwe Boll is gonna fist fight 15 minions. So it's gonna get...
Are the minions also trying to swoon an anthropomorphic cat at the same time?
Can we move on? I'm sorry.
What?
Hi, everybody. This is...
Bojack.
Welcome to
right.
Under the Bridge with Scarlet Troll and Agent Duckman and Greg sometimes.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
hello.
I'm Agent Duckman. That's... Yeah.
I'm Greg.
No, you're... Is this supposed to be the part where I actually say I am Bob?
No, this is where you say I'm the Scarlet Troll and you do a terrible impression of me.
I'm the Scarlet Troll! How's that?
What was that? What kind of impression of Cody was that, Greg? That was like...
That was lightning in a bottle. That was perfect. I have a good feeling about this episode.
I'm glad you enjoyed
Oh,
that.
man.
Oh my god.
That's one for the books. Let's go in there with Chase's impression of me. Jesus Christ. Let's get into the news, shall we?
Yes.
I'm gonna start with the non-Marvel stuff.
Oh boy.
James Cameron may not direct Avatar 4 and 5.
What?
What?
Specifically, he said to Empire, the Avatar films themselves are kind of all-consuming. I've got some other things I'm developing as well that are exciting. I think eventually over time, I don't know if that's after 3 or after 4, I'll want to pass the baton to a director that I trust to take over so I can go do some other stuff that I'm also interested in. Or maybe not. I don't know.
So, what you're telling me is I'm not watching Avatar 4 and 5 because the only reason I'm watching these movies is because they're going to look pretty in 3D.
The fact that they're already talking about 4 and 5 is disgusting in and of itself.
Yeah, because this movie's going to absolutely flop. It's not going to do nearly as much money as they're thinking.
I don't think it's going to flop, but I do think it's probably going to take a huge second weekend drop. Or I could be wrong. Who knows?
Is Avatar 3 confirmed already?
Yeah.
Apparently, they're talking about 4 and 5.
It's supposed to be 6 movies.
We haven't even really gotten 2 yet. What the hell?
We haven't gotten to it. It's a sequel to a fucking movie from 2012. Yes, it was an iconic movie and it kind of revolutionized the technology for 3D. But it's just blue people dances with wolves. It literally is. That's the whole movie.
But Nick, this has more water. So it's gonna be even prettier.
Here's the thing. I can see why James Cameron wanted to direct 2, because he is really big. He has a hard-on for underwater things. I mean, like, he made The Abyss, and that was...
And Titanic.
Well, and Titanic, and both of those movies are about water disasters, so, I mean, one of them's about, like...
So,
monsters,
how old is James Cameron? James Cameron is 67. Yeah, he probably wants someone else to do 4 and 5, because if the 10-year gap still exists, then he'll be dead by those movies.
We also have some confirmation that Sigourney Weaver is playing Jake and Neytiri's adopted daughter, who is a teenager.
What?
Yeah, figure out the math on that one.
That's some Glee shit right there.
That's about as believable, yeah.
Wait, Sigourney Weaver is playing a teenager?
Yes.
We live in a society. Okay, what's
do.
next?
Also, Stephen Lang is returning as the villain in a new Na'vi body. Is that how you pronounce it? Na'vi?
Didn't he die?
Yeah, apparently he's alive.
How? He got fucking gutted in half in a robot!
It sounds like the RDA has found a way to transfer the memories of human soldiers into the Na'vi bodies.
Oh, come the fuck on. This movie is gonna be absolutely stupid.
Yeah,
That's not okay.
I don't know.
He died! He fucking died! He got stabbed. I think he got stabbed with a fucking, like a spear. I think that's how he died. Is they stabbed the core processor of the machine or something? I don't know. It's been like literally 10 years since I've seen that movie because I only watched it once. But
No,
he died.
Still, I'm gonna have to before the second one though. So
I'm gonna watch the re-release when it comes out. I'll probably take my girlfriend to that one.
I think the funniest thing is that it sounds like this is shaping up to be Avatar again.
Avatar 2: The Shape of Water.
Oh no!
Because it's about humans fucking aliens anyway. So.
I'm uncomfortable with how on the nose this is. I'm gonna move on now.
Yes.
Yeah, let's move away from the terrible Disney property.
Let's go into the MonsterVerse.
Oh boy, another terrible property.
How very much dare you?
I'm sorry, I love Godzilla, but like, I'm tired of seeing Millie Bobby Brown going through conspiracy theory rings with her friends.
Well,
Fair.
anyways, we have confirmation that the sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong is going to come out March 15th, 2024.
Okay.
Also interesting, although this is less affirmable by me personally, according to GodzillaMovies.com, the official Godzilla website has confirmed that Godzilla will be in this movie, so it's not just going to be Son of Kong, necessarily, as rumored by some of the trades. But it's hard to tell because that website's in Japanese, and I don't speak Japanese or read it.
Godzilla will indeed be in this movie. It won't be just 90% people walking around talking about the end of the world all the movie. Hmm.
That was King of the Monsters more than it was Godzilla vs. Kong.
Godzilla vs. Kong was better than them. I will say Godzilla vs. Kong is better. It was still stupid.
Honestly, I think all of them were fine. I mean, Kong Skull Island is the best by, like,
yes,
a mile.
Yes,
but
Kong Skull Island's a I wouldn't say masterpiece. It was a great movie.
For monster movies, it's a goddamn masterpiece because it actually works as a movie independent of the monsters.
It was more like an Alien movie than anything.
Yeah,
like,
no, it was great.
More like if Alien was set in the Kong universe.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
I'm looking
I like
forward
the
to this.
small
I
squad.
can't wait.
Whatever. I hope they bring back Steve Brule's character.
Who is he?
No, not Steve Brule. What's his name? Fuck. Curly head. Comedian. Actor. Glasses.
Carrot Top? Oh, never mind.
Well, who was he in the movie?
He was the guy, the samurai, the American soldier that was friends with the samurai.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
Thank you! I forget his name. I just know him as Steve Brule.
He doesn't have glasses. Or does he?
No, he does as Steve Brule. That's why I get him confused.
Okay. I don't think John C. Reilly's coming back because he was an old man when Kong Skull Island came out, or was set. So.
Oh, good point.
Same reason we probably didn't get Tom Hiddleston or Brie Larson in Godzilla vs. Kong, which was an absolute waste of a concept. Anyways, we got some Marvel news.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Taron Egerton revealed that he has been in talks with Kevin Feige and other Marvel Studio executives, specifically about taking on the role of Wolverine.
Which, I mean, that's been a fan cast. I don't see it, but whatever, Hollywood.
Like we're talking. I want to make sure we're talking Eggsy from Kingsman, right?
We are talking Eggsy from Kingsman,
and Elton John.
He's too baby-faced.
He is a little too boyish to be Wolverine for me, but
yeah,
I can almost see the weird logic of wanting to go as anti-Hugh Jackman as possible. But on the flip side, Hugh Jackman was already like midway to the perfect Wolverine anyway.
So, he was just a little too tall.
And a little too conventionally ruggedly handsome.
I mean, fair.
I'm just saying, Wolverine needs to be uglied up a little, alright?
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I still think, though, if you really want to go not necessarily horrendously ugly, go Jared Kiso.
Who?
He's Wayne from Letterkenny.
Ah.
Yeah, I could see that.
He's actually Canadian. He is 5'10", I think, but that's not too terribly tall. And he's got the most don't fuck with me stanced up energy I've ever seen.
I could see that being a good poll,
Yeah, no, it'd be great. Just put a mask on.
Just put a mask on, wait. And then at some point, Wolverine just goes, "You're fucking 10-ply, bud."
Yeah, you're fucking 10-ply, Scott. How are you now, bub?
Oh my god, I would pay for this.
Yeah, no, it'd be great.
It'd be great.
I would pay exactly $14.95 depending on tax.
Depending on tax. All right. So, yeah, I hope not, because I think there are other characters he could do a better job being. Honestly, I think Taron Egerton would make a great Cyclops.
Yeah, he would. I would agree with that.
Yeah, he would.
And Cyclops should be more of a leading man in the X-Men anyway, so give him that or something. I don't know. You know what, maybe... What about Johnny Storm?
He would be a good Johnny Storm,
He could do Johnny Storm, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't see him as Gambit. He
Nah.
doesn't have that Gambit energy.
Nah. But he has acted alongside Channing Tatum, who does have that Gambit energy, because he was almost Gambit.
Yes.
Channing Tatum as Gambit sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, no, that was gonna happen back when Fox was still running the X-Men side of things.
Wow.
Really?
They had a Gambit movie in the works for the longest time, but they kept losing directors.
I wonder why.
Oof. Yeah.
Because it's Fox. And then Disney bought them out and said, no to all these spin-offs. We're rebooting the X-Men. Except Deadpool. We'll keep Deadpool. Deadpool makes money.
And also, Deadpool's easy to throw into any scenario because Deadpool.
You could just have him sitting at a desk, wearing a pair of mouse ears, and outline that he has been technically rebooted. And it would be fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, can we have Deadpool team up with Howard the Duck?
Oh, God.
And keep calling him Donald the whole time?
Yeah, that's the whole joke.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, man, I know I was sold to Disney, but this is going a little too far.
Have them both break the fourth wall.
Oh, it would just be a movie full of quips. That's it.
Oh man, I want it. Because we already got a Howard, we got Seth Green.
Yeah, Seth Green and Ryan Reynolds together, co-starring in like a buddy cop like adventure movie where they're like, not buddy cop, but like they're mercenaries, maybe working for the Guardians. I don't know, like maybe like, I don't know. They can make it work. They can make it work.
Oh dear, I want it now.
I would pay for that. I would pay $14.95 in tax.
Unless we got any more who Taron Egerton should be's.
No, let's move on.
Alright. In that case, minor bit of news that might be nothing, or it might be something. Disney has seemingly renamed Jessica Jones. It's still got the same title in its general category, but the episode title cards have been renamed to AKA Jessica Jones, which is weird, especially because that was what the show was originally going to be called when Netflix was making it, but then they just switched to just Jessica Jones for some reason. The comic line she was originated from was called Alias, but there was another TV show running that was very successful and popular, or at least very popular, I think.
Well,
I think it had James Spader in it.
Wasn't Alias... I thought Alias was a Jessica Jones show. It wasn't?
No, Alias was a CIA show. I think... Maybe I was wrong. Maybe James Spader wasn't in it. Huh.
Regardless, that's it makes sense that they wanted to change.
No, he was in the blacklist. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Maybe they want to do something with Jessica Jones again, and they're just like, keeping it. I don't know. It's definitely a different change, but who knows?
Yeah, it's funny because that's actually what a lot of people are speculating with confirmation from trades about Daredevil coming back for a Disney Plus series. People are starting to wonder if this Jessica Jones change may not also be it. But then you gotta wonder why they didn't do something to change Daredevil's title.
Because Daredevil's Daredevil. They're not gonna. Yeah. They can call it the Man Without Fear, but everybody knows what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think Daredevil is just easier to remember, and it rolls off the tongue.
Also, Daredevil's more iconic than Jessica Jones. I'm sorry.
No, he is 100%.
Yeah, he is. He 100% is.
I won't argue that. If we do get a Jessica Jones series, maybe have her be a little more less alcoholic.
I mean,
I liked watching it. It was fun to watch, but it was also a downer after a while.
This is the mouse taking involved, so I mean the mouse might make it tone it down a little bit. So
yeah, if we could get Danielle Cage, that'd be great. I want. There was a Power Man and Iron Fist series that came out in 2016, and that's the kind of vibe I want in general for these characters. It's great because Luke starts using words like fiddle-faddle, and it's because his toddler daughter has been picking up on his swearing. So Jessica just goes, "You really need to watch your swearing, Luke." So he just switches to saying stuff like fiddle-faddle.
Nice.
That's pretty great.
That's one way to do it.
And then she gets mad at Luke because he was very emphatic that he was not teaming up with Danny, and then they end up getting into a team-up It's like it was all... yeah, I know Danny's there. He's sitting right there in the corner. Yeah, I am. I'm sorry. For what it's worth, Luke really didn't want to team up. I forced him into it. It was a good line all around.
Okay.
What else we got from Marvel?
We also have, and this is the big one, a bunch of Black Panther Wakanda Forever promo art is leaked.
I know. I saw Namor, and I'm kind of happy.
He's got the ankle wings!
I never got to see any of it before it got taken down, unfortunately.
I'm pretty sure I showed you Namor.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Just to summarize, then, Namor, at least they're going with a more Mayan look for him, which is kind of interesting. It still fits the aesthetic, I feel. And yeah, they gave him the wings. His outfit is very much inspired from the 60s outfit, which is perfect. That's what I wanted them to do. Not the 90s edgy Namor outfit. Where I think he had a ponytail there for a while. But no, like, yeah, Namor is a character I really like, actually. Honestly, I'm way more hyped for Wakanda Forever now that I know that Namor is going to be involved, because he's one of my favorite, like, 60s Marvel characters. And I think he gets the bad rap for being the knockoff to Aquaman, but I actually quite like Namor and how his character rolls. So.
I am concerned about the Black Panther sequel potentially becoming more of a vehicle for Namor and Ironheart than it is actually about Wakanda.
Seems like that's what they're doing.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess. We also got looks at Shuri and Okoye, Atuma, who is a Namor villain, Namora, his cousin? Cousin, that's the one.
Yeah.
Interestingly, here she is blue, usually she is not. They might be compositing her with her clone daughter, Namorita, who is blue.
Probably.
And we also got to look at the Ironheart Mark 1.
How does the Ironheart Mark 1 look?
It's alright. I still have very many reservations about Ironheart as a character, because in the comics she is not great, but it looks very prototype armor, but it also doesn't look like it's a ripoff of Tony's armor. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot it to both of you now.
I mean, yeah, that looks different enough.
Yeah, it's suitably, this is a prototype armor, but it also doesn't look like we're trying to recapture Tony's Mark 1. This is a distinct, but still unmistakably prototype Mark 1.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of get Dragon Ball Z vibes from
it. I get, what's it? That one minicon from Transformers Armada that's 3 minicons that make a bigger minicon. Perceptor. That's it.
I mean, at this point, I used to be like, oh, what are they going to do for this movie? I do think they are using this as a vehicle to at least introduce Namor and Ironheart.
That's kind of a shame.
It is, but what else are you going to do when your main character in the title... Like, you can't use Black Panther anymore because they've decided not to recast Chadwick Boseman, so what else are you going to do with Wakanda? Other
Have
than
someone else
vehicle?
be Black Panther. Not Shuri, please!
Not Shuri. Okoye, please. Better. Better Black Panther, because she actually does stuff.
I've done the list before. Shuri does stuff, it's just, I feel like her character is antithetical to the things that I like about Black Panther. Black Panther is a superhero who actually, like, obviously he still makes jokes here and there, but generally speaking, as the Black Panther, T'Challa conducted himself with a lot of dignity, and he took it seriously, which is something that we're kind of lacking in a lot of these Marvel movies, especially the more recent ones. So I'm not a huge fan of the idea of taking Shuri, who is a good character, but also very irreverent and jokey and flippant, and making her the Black Panther, which is just going to turn Black Panther into another quippy superhero. I'm not about it. Okoye, please. Because, yeah, she can also make jokes, but she also takes herself seriously.
Yeah, I'm for that.
I at this point, I'm more curious than anything, and the first trailer is going to cement it for me. So
yeah.
When is the movie drop? When is it?
The
movie
November? Drops in November, and there are some people thinking we might get a trailer in front of Thor: Love and Thunder, but we'll see.
Highly doubtful.
Yeah, they got to do it soon.
Yeah, because that's not very far away.
It's a 4-month window, so...
It's 4 months, but there's no movies in between, unlike... Because it took a while to get the Thor trailer, but that was because they were busy marketing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Well, usually it's not a good sign if they leave a movie out this far without having any promotional material. It's never really a good sign.
Yeah.
So, like, let's hope that we get something before the 3-month mark, or else I'm going to start getting nervous.
I wouldn't be surprised if San Diego Comic-Con has something, but who knows if that's going to be made widely available or if it's just going to be a Hall H thing.
Yeah, it might be something like what they did with the first Avengers trailer,
Or Infinity
the
War.
Infinity War trailer.
Yeah.
But whatever.
We'll see.
I am cautiously optimistic now.
I still have my doubts, but I mean, I'm sure it'll be a fine movie if nothing else. Like,
Yeah,
none
same.
of these are bad. They're just,
Yeah.
even the worst ones are okay.
Hmm.
That wraps up the news I had.
Okay, are we going straight into trailers, or are we just jumping into game news?
You know what? I guess it thematically makes more sense to do trailer time now.
Let's do trailer time.
Trailer time!
Trailer time.
Yeah.
The Invitation?
That's kind of what I feel about it. It looks,
same.
It looks like a serviceable movie about, like, look,
Getting catfished?
Yeah.
rich white society is bad. Getting catfish is bad. Haha.
Murder cults
Murder
ensues. While getting catfished is bad.
It doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, if there's nothing else that weekend, maybe I'll go see it, but I don't really want to waste my money on that.
The thing that it did kind of upset me was on the scene of the trailer where the woman like just sucks her blood like off of her finger that was just cut. I'm thinking, oh, vampires? And then it just goes to like the girl getting her throat slit. It's like, murder cult. That's not as
No.
They're
You get it. They're social vampires. Ha 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 ha.
I'm pretty sure they're still vampires.
Yeah,
Or
but the whole joke I feel is that look, isn't it? These old white people are sucking the blood out of all. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to throw something like more deep about society in here, where really it just looks like a stupid concept that's been done to death.
It says Dracula-inspired horror movie, so...
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
so
Okay.
vampire.
Vampire.
Okay, then it gets a couple points back. But yeah, not... Well, granted, I'm not much of a horror person to begin with, but didn't exactly grab me in all honesty.
Fair. Yeah, I think the thing that most unnerved me was the nail clipping bit, but that's just because. Like,
Oh yeah, that was not fun to watch.
as somebody who has seen a fingernail fall off, ugh,
Oh god, yeah.
it was my own fingernail. So
So is this PG-13 or R? I couldn't remember.
that is an excellent question. Let me check.
I would be shocked if this is somehow PG-13.
It looks like a PG-13 horror movie. It looks like something that people will take their date to and be like, that was a movie.
PG-13, apparently.
Yep, that's
Really?
exactly what I expect. Yep.
Okay. Just take the date to the movie. God, that.
It sounds like every movie. This movie has already been made before, like 6 times.
I'm not going to tell the story on the podcast, but one of my mother's first dates with my father was apparently he took her to Full Metal Jacket, and that was not
Really?
good, apparently, yeah. So that just reminded me of her telling me that story.
That would not have been my pick.
Yeah, no, and it's like, you know, it's my mother who is very straight-laced, especially since she's been a teacher, like, pretty much her entire life, and my dad takes her to see Full Metal Jacket as a date. I'm just like, Dad, like, what the hell?
Well, moving on from one invitation to another invitation, this one to the world of magic with Hocus Pocus 2.
That was a segue. Well done.
That was a segue indeed. Very good.
So now I feel like I have to rewatch the first Hocus Pocus because I thought the Sanderson sisters were just gone.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched the first Hocus Pocus, so this trailer did not.
Well, that's going on the list.
That is so going on the list. The first one was a good time.
I'll just watch it during Halloween this year.
Yeah,
It's my
that's when we'll
Halloween
all
list.
watch it.
Okay.
It's been 30 years roughly between them. 29
October,
years.
I'm probably streaming a bunch of horror movies over Discord anyway, so we'll see.
Perfect. Yeah, we can do that. We can add that to the list. This last year, I did all of the Universal horror movies. This year, I was going to plan on doing all the Hammer horror movies.
All right. Very
Yeah.
cool.
The only thing that really bugs me about this movie is that it is, like, from what I can tell, just Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Which means I don't have to pay to go to the movies for it, so yay.
Yeah, but it would be cool to see this in a theater.
imagine paying for individual movies. Couldn't be me.
It might have a limited run in theaters. I would assume it's going to have at least a limited run. I mean, Hocus Pocus was a big property. It might premiere on streaming and then go to theaters limited, so...
Right.
Who knows? I don't think Disney's typically been doing that, but first time for everything. Especially if it gets enough buzz.
Yeah.
I think Lightyear was originally supposed to be Disney Plus exclusive. Or maybe I made that up. Maybe I imagined that.
It sounds like a Disney... It would have been better off on streaming, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Not with a $200 million budget, it wouldn't.
No.
Yikes.
But yeah, no, this trailer looked fine. I'm interested by the idea of witches beyond the Sanderson sisters.
Yeah.
And it is good to have them all back.
Yeah, it's cool they got everybody back. I will agree with that.
Oh, so it is all the same actresses?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought
they're just older, so...
Fair. No, considering the time gap, I figured that they just went really hard in trying to find people that looked exactly like them. But if it's the original actresses, then hell yeah.
Nope, same people.
Yep. Nope, it is. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and I always blank on Kathy Najimy. That's it.
Okay.
I was about to say, and the third one.
Well, I guess let's talk about the Harlequin in the room. I don't know.
Okay, you know what? Take a break on the segues. That's enough.
I couldn't think of anything great.
You're
I was
drunk,
just trying.
go home.
I'm not drunk, okay? Not yet.
That was a valiant attempt.
I'm gonna be drunk while I edit all of this.
This one is YouTube because I didn't watch the first 2 seasons of Harlequin, so...
Harley Quinn.
So, I feel... I don't know. I did like it, but... I think this is the usual thing when it comes to comic book anything, where they show a whole bunch of people that are showing up, and it's like, this looks cool. I have no idea who half of these people are.
You know who Amanda Waller is.
Yeah, that when she took out Amanda Waller, I was just like, oh no.
This can only end poorly.
Yeah, I did very much like the joke where she's like, why are you trying to stir up drama? It's like, drama? What drama? She's wearing a pencil skirt. That did get a good laugh out of me.
It's funny and raunchy and a little scary.
Yes.
I do find it cool that Kaylee Cuoco kind of like revitalized her career with this role after playing Penny on Big Bang Theory for like 9 seasons.
Yeah. No, all the actors and actresses like do a pretty good job, I would say, for the most part. Batman like massaging or whatevering with Catwoman's feet did actually creep me the fuck out.
I feel like that's a nod to the... You guys know about the bit that got cut, right?
No.
So, somebody involved in Harley Quinn was going to include a joke scene about that had Batman going down on Catwoman. And somebody at Warner Brothers or DC interjected saying, no, Batman wouldn't do that. And they responded with, so you're saying that superheroes are selfish lovers? Nevertheless, the scene was cut. So I wonder if this is going to somehow be making fun of that.
That would be very funny.
Because once it got out, it was a shit show of people giving Warner Brothers shit over this.
Them adding in James Gunn also, like, even if it's a cameo, I did find that was kind of funny.
Oh, yeah. James Gunn, sit on me! James Gunn is playing himself.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good.
I love James Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, okay, it was DC blocked the inclusion of this scene from this upcoming 3rd season. So this is probably whatever replaced that.
Okay.
More specifically, DC was like, you can't do that, you absolutely cannot do that. They're like, heroes don't do that. Halpern continued, so he said, are you saying superheroes are just selfish lovers? They were like, no, it's that we sell consumer toys for heroes. It's hard to sell a toy if Batman is also going down on someone. Which is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard.
I feel like that would increase toy sales.
What are you gonna do? Why would you make that? Just don't make that toy!
Don't make the toy! Yeah, that's
don't make a toy of Batman! I can't believe this conversation happened, is the funniest thing.
Welcome to studio executives. They don't understand context.
Cody, did I ever show you the video of like the back and forth between the writer of Gravity Falls and like the PR department?
You did.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
And then even better, Zack Snyder, my notorious arch nemesis, the Newman to my Kramer. No, wait, the Newman to my Seinfeld. Damn it. Can you tell I don't watch Seinfeld? Anyways, he did send out a tweet with an actual image from the comics of Batman doing exactly that, with the description of canon.
That's fantastic.
Yep, I hate the man with every fiber of my being, but respect.
That's some good shit.
Stupid recognized stupid, I suppose.
For real.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This was just a teaser, so I'm looking forward to seeing something a little more coherent or cohesive.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Dr. Psycho is going to be back at all, or if they're just going to leave that alone.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just leave that alone, in all honesty.
Especially because we got Bane back, and we got Two-Face back.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's with Gordon punching him out.
So, can we move on to the next movie? Because I have a lot to say about the next movie.
See how they run?
Oh my god, I want to see this movie.
Yeah.
It looks like so much fun.
I never thought I wanted to see Cyrus Roman and Sam Rockwell like play off of each other more, and this movie is this is like everything that I like about old noir movies pushed into one movie. I love it.
This feels like almost like a kind of like a Hercule Poirot movie almost.
Yeah, kind of, but it's stylish. It seems very much influenced by Hollywood. What is it? Sunset Boulevard, and like a lot of those other Hollywood-related behind-the-scenes look kind of at the business crime movies from like the 40s and 50s. But it has a nice, comedic twist to it. I like Cyrus Ronan's character a lot, and how she's like very, jumping the gun over everything. I like that character. That character detail it's quite funny and humorous.
This is whatever his name is. Overrated playwright? Celebrated playwright. I'm sorry, sir, I can't read my own handwriting.
She is just absolutely adorable.
Yeah, I love her, and she's good in everything.
He keeps a key, kicks open the door under the mat.
It's ever since I saw her in Lady Bird, I've pretty much watched her in everything she's come out on. I really do like Cyrus Ronan a lot. She's really one of the great actresses of today. So. I will definitely see that. It looks like a lot of fun. I don't really know what else to say other than I'm definitely going to be there when it opens. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Greg?
Oh, I enjoyed it immensely.
Yeah.
Like, it was just so much fun. And again, Sarsi or Sirsha.
Cyrus.
Is it Cyrus?
Cyrus, yeah.
I knew a girl in high school who had the same first name, and she said it was pronounced Sirsha. So I don't know, but
I mean, it could be. It depends on who's pronouncing it.
But no, it looks like a good time. It's just like the ridiculousness of it is. Yeah, I really want to see it. It looks like fun.
Same.
I will be there in the theater to see how they run. That was both a pun and actually just a restatement of the title.
Good job.
I'm doing your clap for you, Cody.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The joke kind of died, but let's resurrect that.
Oh my god! I swear! You're fired. Not actually, though. Good job.
Good job, Nick.
So let's talk about Resurrection.
You've been promoted to vice president of co-hosting.
I'm honored. I need a coat now.
I like this one a lot. Mostly because this trailer feels like it's really playing up. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but it actually feels ambiguous as to how much of it is actually this guy and how much of it is her trauma manifesting as it. I don't know. Yeah. I could have an entirely wrong read on this movie.
I kind of feel so. It's a Sony Pictures classic, right? Is it, or is it a Fox Searchlight? I think it's Fox Searchlight now.
Let me check.
I think it's Sony.
IFC Films.
Well, it had a logo. Hold up, it had a logo before the trailer.
Well, isn't this the one that's going to be on Shudder?
Yeah, it's a Shudder film. It's played at Sundance. It's just streaming on Shudder.
It's IFC Films, which is owned by AMC Networks, I guess.
Are they going to put a god-awful commercial for their theaters in front of that, too?
Probably.
Regardless, it looks really good. I guess it's a Sundance movie. It definitely looks like it. I mean, the way I'm reading it is that she may be schizophrenic, and then that her trauma is manifesting, itself. She's seeing this guy everywhere, and I don't know. More will be explained as we see the movie. I'm sure it's one of those movies that as you watch it, you kind of understand more. Well, it's every movie, but in general, it does look like a good movie. I'm actually really, really interested in watching it. I think the performances kind of sold me as I want to see this. So it's very indie. It's very much something that I would enjoy.
Oh, man. It's a limited release window on July 29th, and then video on demand August 5th from the looks of it.
Well, it's on me on Shudder. I'm just going to watch it on Shudder.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. We'll do it for like a movie night or something.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know if we could.
I don't know if we could because of our group, but it's a thriller, not a horror, but it still looks pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
Not fair.
I'm definitely watching it, though. That looks really, really good. I'm looking forward to it.
The ambiguity is what sells me on it, because I do not think... I feel like I do not know what is happening, but I want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that I don't think any one of us wants to sit through.
Yeah, Ticket to Paradise? Yeah.
This movie looks absolutely god-awful. It basically looks like a mid-2000s romance movie about parents gaslighting their child to break up with her fiancé.
What was that one movie that was it was a remake, and it was Overboard. That's it. I get Overboard vibes.
I'm overboard of this movie already.
Oh my god! Stop stealing my shtick!
I was to say, Cody, Nick's stealing your job.
Stop it!
I am very grateful that this movie this trailer did the sin of showing the entire plot of the movie. The trailer.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, and I'm actually, for once, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, it's literally, George Clooney had a wife. They do not like each other, but their daughter's getting married. On the island, they're going to have differences, and they're going to actively hate each other, but they're going to unite to get one thing straight. Their daughter shouldn't marry this man, because he's not good enough for them. Oh wait, maybe he is good enough for them. Find out in... whatever the hell this movie's called, the most
starring Rob Schneider. Wait, it's not? Are you sure?
Starring Rob Schneider as a lawn chair.
I will very much say, even though it's such a minor thing and probably will be a minor scene in the movie, I very much was like, I feel the woman in the first bit on the plane who was like, "Oh, can I get champagne?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel you there, sister."
If I was stuck between those two, same.
God, yeah. If there better be another movie coming out this weekend, because I'm not watching that. I can tell you right now, I'm not sitting through that.
I'm almost positive, because I've been looking through what comes out the rest of this year, and I do not recall seeing this. So it does not ring a bell. Let me just double check real quick. But I'm looking at it right now. There's literally anything. Oh, it's coming out in October? There's gotta be a horror movie coming out.
Oh, absolutely.
That same weekend instead.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now.
Halloween Ends, maybe?
I'd rather watch that over this.
Yeah, same.
Black
Adam! There we go.
Black Adam! Okay,
never thought I'd be so happy for Black Adam.
Yes! We don't have to watch this movie!
Ah! Yes! I'm safe!
I actually want to watch that movie too, so...
I don't, but it's better than this!
No, it is better than that, I will give it that. Oh, we can watch the untitled Nickelodeon movie that's supposed to come out that day.
Oh, God. God almighty.
Please be Wild Thornberries, please be Wild Thornberries, please be Wild Thornberries.
Honestly, yeah.
Give me my scratch and sniff card.
Oh, man.
Okay, so, anything else to say on this shitty movie?
No, it just looks painfully unfunny, and...
no desire to watch it.
Yeah, that. You summed it up quite expertly, sir. Bravo.
That is my job here. That is my role. Well, my role really is to talk about the games, which I think is coming up now, right?
Yeah, that was it for trailer time.
Let's talk about games, and I'm going to keep this in a similar format. We're going to talk, and this is completely new to all of y'all, I don't think, because I don't think I sent the list out today, so yay.
Way to keep us in the dark so our reactions are more natural.
Yeah, that was what I was trying to do. It's not like I was pressed for time.
Whoa! That's amazing!
Yeah. Okay. So to keep in the same vein, I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about video game movies and TV stuff coming first.
Okay.
So we have some more information about a couple of shows coming. Horizon has a show coming out. Apparently the title is going to be called Horizon 2074.
Zero Dawn, or?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the same universe.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't Forza Horizon.
That would be an interesting movie.
Because after the Gran Turismo thing, you can't be sure anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God Almighty, I still hate that. Anyway,
So this one's supposed to be it's called Horizon 2074, and the only reason that we know this is because it's currently filming right now in Canada, and people were able to find it from the the name of the project and stuff like that from shooting and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that happens sometimes where stuff gets revealed like that. So it's supposedly supposed to be filed. This is something we already know. It's called 2071. 2074. There's supposed to be 2 timelines in the movie or the TV shows. One of them is going to be following around the time of 2074, which is 1,000 years before the events of the game, basically.
Right.
So it's going to show the fall of society and why these dinosaur robots kind of came to be taking over the world. And then one is going to be around the same time as the games with Alloy and all of her shit. So yeah, basically we've got 2 timelines coming on. The show got announced to be called, or it's been leaked to be called Horizon 2074. It's going to be on Netflix sometime I think next year. So that's cool.
All right, can't wait to see it get canceled after 1 season.
Probably. It doesn't look like a show that they can do more than 1 season of content on them. So
Even if it was, it's Netflix, so they won't.
good point. We got major news about the Fallout TV show coming by Amazon. We got some actors that were just cast. We have a newcomer, Zelia Mendez-Jones. She's done I think a web series. She's a completely newcomer to the acting business. Aaron Moten, who was in Disjointed from 2017, a Netflix show about running a marijuana shop. And then the big pull right now is Kyle MacLachlan of Twin Peaks fame. So those 3 are the new people that have been cast in Fallout. We don't know their roles. We just know that they're all cast inside.
He was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Was he really?
He was Mr. Hyde. He was Sky's dad.
Oh, we got another Marvel person in this show as well, by the way, because Walter Goggins, who played Sonny Birch, is playing the lead ghoul. So
the guy who knows about the undercarriage wash.
Yeah. He's going to be playing the lead ghoul of the show. So I guess I don't know if that's the lead character, if it's just the lead character would be a ghoul, would be a really pretty cool way of doing it, because you would expect them to do a vault dweller, but if they're going to be doing a ghoul, that's pretty cool. So Ella Purnell is also in the show. She was Jinx in Arcane, and she's playing a character named Jean. And that's all we really know about the characters that have been announced other than these 3. The co-showrunners, we have Geneva Robertson Dwortet, who was
I've been to her convention.
What?
Geneva?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I did it! I have reclaimed my title!
No, but...
I don't know if that's a title worth reclaiming.
It is to me! Fuck you!
Whatever, but she was one of... I don't know if they were one of the writers of Captain Marvel. So... and then we have Graham Wagner, who wrote the movie The Officer, which I haven't seen anything of, so I don't know anything about that.
Me neither.
Fun thing about the series, Todd Howard and James Altman are executive producers, so...
So
Todd Howard...
they're going to release this on multiple different platforms over and over again?
Yeah, they're going to talk about how you see those mountains over there?
You can zoom in on it.
Yeah, you can zoom in on there. There's a super mutant waving in the background. I want Todd to have a cameo. I want Todd to have a cameo of some guy a mayor who promises things for his community that he never actually fulfills.
Yes, perfect.
This is a very oddball one. Also in the same movie of TV shows, Sega has recently said that they're trying to turn ATLUS games into movies or live action TV shows. Right now, they're trying to turn. They're pitching. People are pitching some ideas to get Shin Megami Tensei games. Yeah, Catherine, the 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, and of course Persona in the movies and TV shows. Because of the
do some crimes.
Because of the high drama nature and the cutting edge style of Persona, they're probably going to end up doing a Persona thing at some point. I would assume that would be probably on the top of their list, given how popular Persona is. So,
I think I would watch Catherine.
Yeah, same.
Catherine.
I would watch Catherine.
Catherine sounds like a good anime. It sounds like a good idea for an anime or just a live action movie.
Yeah.
The others are a little bit more abstract. Persona's very abstract. It could work, but I think they'd have to develop that as a TV show. I don't see it working as a movie.
Yeah.
Catherine can work as a one-off movie. Shin Megami Tensei is 2 involved, so I don't know how the hell they would do that.
It is very dense and very metaphorical.
Miniseries.
Miniseries. There you go.
Directed by Denis Villeneuve.
I would watch it. I would watch the shit out of that. So yeah, that's all of our TV show news that we got going on. I hope Sega really comes to fruition with some of those. It'd be really interesting to see what they're going to do with those. We're going to move into some sad news real quick. I just want to push in there that, Rip Technoblade, passed away from cancer, very big Minecraft YouTuber. Just thought it would be a nice thing to say. And yeah, I guess, rest in peace, Technoblade, really.
Very unfortunate.
Obligatory fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, bye-bye, Technoblade. You were a great content creator that gave a lot of hours of, content for everybody to enjoy. So, sucks.
Very sad.
Very sad indeed.
Guy was only 23, so it really sucks.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he was very young. Lollipop Chainsaw, it's been confirmed by Suda51 that it's going to be a remake, not a re-release.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. Is that going to make the PS3 version, less suspiciously expensive?
Probably not.
Do you think James Gunn is going to help write this one?
James Gunn is not involved.
Damn it!
Aww.
James Gunn is not involved right now. It's being handled by Dragami Games, which is a new studio that Suda51 owns. So it's completely he's basically making the game himself. The soundtrack is also going to likely be reworked because there's some licensing issues because they used a lot of licensed music in that game. Suda51 didn't really give any more news other than he said that it's going to be a more realistic art style this go around. They're going for a more realistic feel. While still keeping it ridiculous and over the top. So,
very good.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, like everybody else. Very big cult classic, so it doesn't surprise me that Suda wants to remake it. So we'll have to wait and see. So, moving on to some sad company news. Niantic, the Pokemon Go creators, are facing a time of economic turmoil, is what they said.
Good.
They've currently cut 8% of its staff. They've canceled 4 projects.
Not good.
To streamline their operations because they're making no money. They're hemorrhaging money right now.
Not surprised.
It's bad. They canceled the 4 projects. Some of them have been found out of. One of them was called Heavy Metal, and it's a Transformers game of some sort. How that works with AR, I don't understand, but I guess interesting. They also had a Hamlet game being made with a theater company, whatever that the fuck means.
I'm sorry, did you say Hamlet?
Yes, I said Hamlet. Shakespeare Hamlet.
What the hell?
How
does that work with AR?
I don't know.
Alas, poor Yorick.
Do we get to see AR of who is it that got the shit murdered out of them in Hamlet? I forgot.
Everybody?
Everyone?
Yeah.
That movie's about murder.
Did you the movie?
Have you seen The Lion King?
The Lion King barely has any murders. It's got, maybe 2 murders. That's child's play for Hamlet.
I mean, that's kind of my bigger thing, though, because it's that's probably a good thing, because I don't think you can get away with augmented reality homicide.
Sure you can.
So, what's interesting, though, is they have a current project called Peridot, which is apparently an AR game that is described as something more in common with the Chow Garden or a Tamagotchi than Pokemon Go. And it's soft launched in Malaysia. I'm curious to see what the fuck that is. And they released a AR basketball game, however the hell that works, called NBA All World. So,
sweet Jesus.
How do you make I don't know, AR is getting a little out of control right now.
Yeah, just a tad.
I'm just saying I hate the impact the Pokemon Go had on the main franchise, so if Niantic is struggling, good, they brought this on themselves.
Nintendo, I got a little bit of Nintendo news.
But I'm biased.
I mean, I get it. I'm tired of, Pokemon shit as well, but that's just me. A Nintendo shareholder reportedly asked at the newest annual shareholder meeting, directly asked in a Q&A session that they have, for a new F-Zero game.
All right.
Let's go.
This absolute hero asked for...
Look at this fucking Giga Chad.
This man is an absolute Chad.
This human Adonis. This king of kings. This man who dares to go up against the beast.
He also mentioned some other games that I think we should mention as well. Baten Kaitos, which these are all very obscure, by the way. This man is a Giga Chad, whoever he is. Wario Land.
Yeah, do it!
Yes!
Do it! Give it to me!
The
honestly,
frog for whom the bell tolls, which sounds amazing. I do not know what that is. Trading Card, Battle Hero, and Shosoku Mecha MG. So this man, whoever, and I'm looking at the frog for Bell Tolls. It's an RPG, I guess, from the early 90s. So this man knows his games. They're pretty vague about it, but they pretty much said that it's not off the table pretty much. So I would absolutely love to see another F-Zero. F-Zero used to be the staple of, benchmarking the new system. We didn't get one for Switch. Or Wii U, actually.
We haven't got one since the GameCube.
Yeah, the GameCube, but for three generations, it was the benchmark staple. Like, it was like, oh, look, the SNES came out, let's put this out with it. Oh, the GameCube's coming out, we should put that out with it. The Nintendo 64, let's put out another one for it. It just kind of stopped. And F-Zero is a very beloved game that I would love to see it make a comeback. So that's this Giga Chad. We all deserve to give him a beer. Buy him a beer or something.
Or any other beverage of their choice.
Yes.
In other Nintendo news, Nintendo has also recently updated the trademark for Donkey Kong, and this isn't the routine copyright claim where they're trying to just, continue holding the rights for it. It apparently is an extension, which, if you don't know anything about how copyright and trademark law is, that is my expertise. They're updating the verbiage, basically, to say, hey, look, we're trying to make some more downloadable programs for portable and electronic consoles for it, so potentially another Donkey Kong game?
Okay.
I would freaking love that. So, it also filed trademarks for other classic titles, such as Donkey Kong Country 3, along with other things from Zelda and Metroid. Pretty much, those are probably going to get released on their their platform where they're putting out everything. What is it? Their Nintendo monthly subscription thing? I don't know what it's called. There you go. But yeah, another Tropical Freeze was like the last game that came out, and that was back in 14. It got ported and switched over 15, over in 18 with the new funky mode. So I wonder if they're planning on making a sequel to that. That would be pretty awesome.
I would like to get funky.
Get funky.
I mean, I wonder if they're just keeping it hot because with the Mario movie coming out soon, I wonder if there's a potential for them to give us the Year of Kong with a Donkey Kong movie, a new Donkey Kong game that ties in or something like that. I don't know.
It's possible.
Sad news for a couple other companies. Ubisoft, this is not sad because Ubisoft sucks. They are also really hurting right now. Apparently Valhalla didn't make them nearly as much money as they wanted to. That's the new Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, right, that's Valhalla.
Yeah, that Valhalla. And they're axing 15 more games multiplayer this fall. They're all older games. So like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Far Cry 3, Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands, Anno 2077, Anno 2070, sorry. Those games, you can never play them online again come the end of the September.
Oh, that's sad.
That
yeah,
sucks.
a lot of games are getting sunsetted. It's Anno, it's Assassin's Creed 2, 3, Brotherhood, Liberation, Revelations, Driver San Francisco, which is the absolute worst, because that's a great game.
No!
Far Cry 3.
No, I'm sad about San Francisco. That's a great game.
It's a
I love
freaking great game. Yeah. Ghost Recon Future Soldier for the PS3, Rayman Legends for the PS3, Wii U, and Xbox 360, Silent Hunter 5, Space Junkies, Splinter Cell Blacklist, which nobody cares about anyway, and Zombie U, which nobody cares about anyway. So, those games are all getting decommissioned, which sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah. Also, they're really hurting and struggling right now. Apparently, the CEO took like a pretty significant cut because of a $300,000 pay cut after the company's poor performance.
Well, at least the CEO's taking the cut. I mean, I'm sure it's also rippling down to other people, but...
That being said, that's probably 2% of what he makes.
Yeah.
So,
probably.
But that sucks because a lot of these games, you can never play them online anymore. So that's...
If I took a $300,000 pay cut, I'd be $300,000 in debt.
Fair.
Fair enough.
Sucker Punch has also announced there's no plans for a new Infamous or Sly Cooper right
now.
God
damn it! Sorry.
Yeah, it's sad because, those are two really great games, and honestly, what is Sony thinking right now? They really need to push back some of their old IP in order to get me interested in coming back.
Yeah. Especially after the fucking cliffhanger ending of Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. Sanzaru! I just really like Sly Cooper, except for the end. The second half of the fourth game.
It's rumored that they're working on a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, so that's probably what all the, they're taking time away from other games to make room for that, so.
Oh boy.
I don't know, I never played Tsushima, I just know everybody likes it, so.
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna be over here being bitter.
I'm a little bitter too, because, I'm an old Sony fan, and they really aren't doing anything for old Sony fans right now.
Yo, I miss Jack.
I miss Jak 2.
I miss Jak 3.
We have a couple of new trailers that came out game-wise.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just going to skip right over that. No problem. Skate has a pre-alpha trailer that EA has put out. You know, they're making Skate 4, basically, and they're just basically saying, hey, we're working on it. Here's pre-alpha footage of what the game looks like.
Did Skate 4 not already exist?
No.
I could have sworn. Oh, I'm thinking Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5.
Which is terrible, by the way. This one gives, it's going to give players the ability to make their own skate parks. The multiplayer looks like it's coming together. It looks pretty awesome from what they've showed off. This is very, very, very pre-alpha footage, but it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for it. It's the next closed playtest is scheduled for, today, actually. So I wonder...
As of this recording, July 5th, yes. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, don't want people 20 years from now being like, it's playtesting today?
For a game that came out 20 years ago?
Check your sell-by date.
I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm a huge Skate fan. Skate's a very great franchise. It had some pretty innovative controls when it came out for a Skate game.
Skate.
We also got a reveal of the, apparently, this came out of fucking nowhere, by the way. Pac-Man World is getting a remaster called Repack. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that this week. Yeah, they're remastering the PS1 game.
All right.
Yes, it is. And that one is the one that needed it, because that game is rough. I can tell you from first-hand experience, that game is very rough.
I had Pac-Man World 2. Never played it yet, though.
That's an excellent game.
Nice.
That is the one I grew up with. I highly recommend it, quite honestly. Pac-Man World 1 is very rough, and it needed a remake or a remaster. They added a lot of quality of life changes and UI changes to make the game more playable. For example, in the base game, you have to save Pac-Man's family before you go and tackle the final boss, right?
Yeah.
In the GBA version, apparently, rescuing the family's optional, and they actually kept that as a mechanic. So as long as you complete every level, and you don't have to do all the sub-objectives to get to the final boss. That's pretty awesome. Made the UI a lot cleaner, they gave them, cleaned up some of the abilities. It looks pretty great. So yeah, I don't know, it's just a complete remaster. It looks exactly like the first game, just, with a little bit more polish on it, so that's good. So... yeah, that's pretty much it other than the new releases. I'm going to run through them very quickly.
I have something I wanted to mention.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, go on first before I...
And I'm surprised you didn't come across it, but some Ace Combat news.
Oh, yeah, okay, go for it.
Yeah, so Project Aces, the development studio behind the Ace Combat series, and ILCA, the people who make Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, at least partially, have merged. And so they've made a new studio called Bandai Namco Aces. And
I did hear about that.
Yeah, they're apparently going to be the development studio for the upcoming Ace Combat game, which we don't know anything about. The Ace Combat community is referring to it as Ace Combat 8, but there's no knowing of if it's going to carry on from 7 or kind of be its own thing. What we do know is that from the merger, the two people who are leading it is a gentleman named, probably going to butcher these names, Takuya Iwasaki. He apparently was the lead of ILCA, and he's been brought on as the president and CEO of Bandai Namco Aces. And Kazutoki Kono, sorry, Kazutoki Kono, who has basically been in charge of Ace Combat in some capacity, I want to say since Ace Combat 4, he's going to be the executive vice president. So basically the two leads of both of those studios are going to be the people in charge. What's very fun about, I guess it would be Iwasaki-san if I wanted to be proper, is that he was the project lead for Ace Combat 3 on the PlayStation 1. And there's also been some hints about that because they've mentioned making games towards the year 2040, and between that, it looks like the next Ace Combat will in some way connect with Ace Combat 3, which should be very fun and very interesting because whether or not that game is canon within Ace Combat is still something that gets talked about because there were two completely different versions of the game. So the Japanese version of the game was actually what everyone was supposed to get. I want to just make the point of this is an Ace Combat game that had a full story, branching storylines, just a whole bunch of kind of end of the world nonsense, and some very philosophical stuff about computer AI and whatnot. And in the American release did not get a story of any kind, was very trimmed down because Namco figured that the US wouldn't be interested in a game with branching storylines, which is very unfortunate. But because of that, and because Ace Combat 2 was retconned, no one really knows if 3 is still canon or not. Some elements of 3 have been made canon in Ace Combat 7, like some of the companies that show up. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I'm cautiously optimistic still. It's unfortunately one of those things where just in general, even for a series that I really like, Gran Turismo, like newer products still have kind of dropped the ball in a sense. However, with how much resurgence the series got with 7, because 7 almost didn't happen and the series almost died as a whole. This sounds cool. I'm curious to see what happens. I hope it's something worthwhile. If there's branching storylines, I am all for that. Because of that, Ace Combat 3 is one of the 2 Japanese games that I would emulate. Because I want to play that version, but we never got that version in the US in English.
Like Digimon World 3's post-game. PAL and
Yes.
Japanese versions only.
Pretty much.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, the other one being Racing Lagoon, which is a Squaresoft street racing RPG. No, I am not kidding. Yeah, this sounds really cool. There's nothing to go off of as far as like what the product could be, but they are dropping some hints, so yeah. Hopefully whatever they come with does more to make Ace Combat more well known in a general sense, because it tends to have a very niche audience, and hopefully if there's multiplayer, it's actually balanced this time.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully.
That went on a little bit longer than I wanted to, but I was genuinely very excited when I found out about that.
Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. I'm glad you were able to add that. I actually missed that, so I appreciate it. I briefly remember reading that Aces existed, but I wasn't fully, I didn't fully look into it too much, so I appreciate you giving us that, so.
Them going in all in with ILCA is kind of the thing that's got me most curious. Well, Cody, because you can correct this for me. The only game thing they've really done is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't tracked Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl because it looked like garbage, and then I got Shining Pearl, and it was.
I think I remember you buying it in the store and be like, didn't you, not want to buy this?
No, I bought it from Pat.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Never
mind.
Not Game Store Pat, other Pat, because he bought it and was sick of it and wanted to get rid of it, so I figured I might as well just buy it off of him.
But yeah, from what I've gathered on very limited research...
And I regretted it.
Besides Diamond and Pearl, ILCA tends to be more of a support studio. Apparently they made a lot of the cinematics for Ace Combat 7, so it'll be interesting to see what comes of this partnership.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I appreciate the information. That's a lot to look forward to.
Yes. Moving on.
Moving on, we got new releases this week. Out today as of date of recording, July 5th. Arcade-geddon, I should say. It's a flashy hip-hop style cooperative competitive multiplayer game that looks like a mix of Fortnite and Borderlands, so...
What the
I
fuck?
beg your pardon?
Yeah, it looks a bit different. I mean, it has some pretty cool gunplay. Yeah, it's out today. It's $20. It's made by the
Give me $20.
studio Ilphonic. I think Ilphonic. It's arcade. It's very heavily hip-hop influenced, apparently. I'm reading an article right now that says it draws stylistic influences from games such as Jet Set Radio and music artists like the Gorillaz.
Oh, okay, I heard. You know what? I did hear about this. I think this is the game that's, in a certain degree, trying to kind of be a Jet Set spiritual successor or something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pardon my groans.
I'll give it a shot, but it definitely looks like it's inspired heavily by the Gorillaz.
That's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing at all, but that's coming out. That came out today. Match Point releases July 7th. That's a tennis game I could give two shits about. Big one comes out on the 8th. That's Klonoa Fantasy Reverie series. That is the re-release of Klonoa 1 and 2 to every console. Finally available to play. Klonoa is a big 2.5D platforming series from the early Dreamcast days. It's really well beloved. Honestly, Klonoa is a really cool character. He's got a good design. He was part of the mascot races of the late 90s where everybody was like, oh, look at our edgy, cool character that can,
look at our
totally
mascot with
is Sonic the
attitude, who's teaming up with Rob Schneider.
And I got that wrong. Klonoa actually comes from the PlayStation, so I didn't actually realize that. My fault.
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm not always perfect, people. I apologize.
Unlike
Everybody
me,
makes
who's
mistakes.
always perfect because I'm editing.
Everyone makes mistakes or something.
You know
like
what?
that.
Fair. But Klonoa is a big game series. It's I don't know. I'm excited to actually play the game. I'm probably gonna end up picking this up on sale at some point.
Nice.
So, yeah. We also have what is the last one that I could care less about? Oh yeah, Madison. It's a survival horror game. It looks like Silent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't that one come up before? I feel like that came up before.
I want to say it did, but I don't remember the context. I think it came out for previous gens. Now it's coming out for mainline. I don't know. It's available for pre-order. It comes out on the 8th.
All right. Neat.
So, yeah, that's all I got today. So
Okay.
So I'm not going to go into the full box office this weekend because it's all pretty much what you'd expect. I'm just going to say that the main opening big movie of this weekend, Minions, did take the number one spot with a $125 million domestic weekend across this 4-day holiday weekend for a $218.9 million worldwide total, and that's against an $80 million budget, so it's already making money.
Cool.
Banana.
Jesus Christ.
Banana.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that momentarily. But before we do that, do you want to talk about the movie you saw first, Nick?
Yeah, cool, and then I will promptly mute myself for an hour while I just cry about Minions.
Yeah, well, you listen to me jabber on about Minions for another hour. I have a lot to say about Minions.
Oh,
we
boy.
talked about this a couple of weeks ago, the movie Spiderhead.
Yeah, we saw the trailer.
Yeah, we saw the trailer a couple of weeks ago. This is the one with Chris Hemsworth as a villain turn, or not, like, basically a villain turn. That's what this was shown in the trailer.
And it had that trailer music that I don't know, but I can always recognize, where it's like the...
Oh, yeah, that does sound
Yeah.
familiar. Yeah.
So, it's very good, by the way. Came out in June, but I saw it anyway, and instead of not talking about anything, I might as well talk about one of the movies I saw.
Yeah.
Since it came out fairly relatively recently.
Hit us with that outdated content.
Little bit outdated, but it's definitely worth a watch if you haven't seen it. The main stars that we have in it include Miles Teller playing the lead role as Jeff. Let me go into the concept first. The concept are that there is this penitentiary. It's a state-of-the-art prison where, like, basically they take all of the subjects and run drug experiments on them to see how these mind-altering drugs work on them to help lighten their sentence, basically. So, like, for example, like, they give them horny pills where they make them very porny, or they make them ones where they just get really happy, and see what the effects are, and, run experiments on them. The main character, his name is Jeff, is played by Miles Teller. Chris Hemsworth plays the leader of the prison facility, named Steve Abnamnesty. And then Journey Smollett, the sister of Jussie Smollett, plays the romantic lead, Lizzie.
She was also Black Canary.
Yeah, she was, and she's a really
okay.
good actress. Actually, I really enjoyed her in this movie too. I enjoyed her as Black Canary too. So she seems to be doing something right. But no, it's a very, very good thriller movie. It's the only problem that I kind of have, and I think I saw this with my girlfriend. I think she would agree with me. Is that the back half of the movie kind of happens all at once? Like, things just kind of start and they don't stop, and it kind of just doesn't let up. And most of the time that's a good thing, but they didn't really have much time. Like, they could have done a little bit more scenes. It could have been a little longer, adding in more scenes of the experimentation with the patients. It's a very good thriller. I would recommend to go see it. Chris Hemsworth plays it out of the park with a really kind of weird American accent. Playing the lead villain, and I don't know. He very much plays the kind of Elon Musk kind of CEO guy that would run a private prison to experiment on drugs. So
I have to ask, on a scale of 1 to Daniel Craig and Knives Out, how weird are we talking?
With Chris Hemsworth's accent,
Yes.
I'd say just beyond. Like, it's like Thor Odinson plus a little bit of American whitewashing.
Okay. That doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah.
Like it's serviceable, but it's definitely noticeable if you know who Chris Hemsworth is, So
Yeah.
because he's Australian, so it's definitely. I think he's Australian. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know. It's a very good movie. The soundtrack, Greg, I think you would enjoy the soundtrack. The soundtrack goes all over the place, from different like hip hop influences to like some crazy like 80s. It's a really interesting soundtrack.
Okay.
It's genuinely, I was a very fun watch. The character interactions were all great. You learn a lot about the inmates from the little time they have on screen. It's pretty great. I don't know. I would just say, it's also based off of a book, by the way. It's actually a short story called Escape from the Spiderhead. This is actually produced by The New Yorker, this movie was, because he wrote it in The New Yorker.
Huh.
So The New Yorker actually helped fund this movie, which is a little weird.
Okay.
So it says The New Yorker presents, and I'm like, okay.
The Addams Family?
Yeah, it's. I would say give it a shot if you want to watch a decent thriller movie. I would give it a solid. I don't know. I would give it a solid 6.5, 7, maybe an 8. Let's say like 7.5. Let's shoot it in the middle. It's a pretty good movie. There's some flaws, but it's not like I thoroughly enjoyed it when I was watching it. Yeah, all I can really say is go give it a watch. I'm not going to give away much of it. The twist is pretty good as well. So
very nice, very nice.
Yeah. So okay, go talk about yellow
banana
people while I go use the restroom because I.
Oh no, you're gonna want to stick around for this first bit.
Okay, I will, but then like the movie, I can probably give a shit about it.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. My review of Fruits Basket Prelude, because I didn't actually see Minions.
Wait what?
Yeah, I got you both. I've been stringing you both along this whole week.
Wait a minute. You actually didn't watch the Minions movie?
I didn't go see Minions.
Cody, I am so glad I didn't swallow my pride and go to the theater, because I swear to God, if you had made me watch the Minions account, I swear to God, I would have. Oh,
this prank has been so worth it. Oh, it's great because Chase asked me what I thought about it, and when I told him I'd message him, I just sent him. I didn't actually see Minions. I'm
swear,
pranking Nick.
If I would have gone to the Minions movie and texted you, "Hey, I'm at the Minions movie,"
I would have died.
I'll tell you my reaction.
Actually died.
You don't understand the rage and wrath that would have come upon you, because I do not want to see those yellow banana people one more time in my life.
I was actually kind of looking forward to you ranting about the Minions.
Yeah, well, tough. I didn't feel like going to see him this weekend. Maybe later, because the movie's only like an hour 40, so that's maybe. But
how's Fruit Basket Prelude?
There's entirely too much just a recap of the last season of the anime.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, did you watch like the season and whatnot?
No. I mean, like the first. I don't know exactly how long, but it feels like the first 30 minutes of the movie is just a recap of the second season of the anime, which I know because I've seen bits and pieces of the second anime, and I'm like, these seem familiar. This is literally just how the anime ended, isn't it? Yep. Are you fucking shitting me? Like, the actual Prelude content itself is quite good. It's very emotionally stirring because it's how Toru's parents met each other. If a little messed up because, apparently, her dad was a student teacher at the middle school that her mom was at.
Oh.
So there's a bit of an age gap there, which is uncomfortable. I don't know what I was expecting. I was not expecting it to be as happy as it was until it wasn't. I assume.
Oh, Japan, what have you done?
I don't know. I feel like. I guess spoilers for Fruits Basket, if you care and don't want to be spoiled and haven't seen it already. But. So I guess her dad died of a cold or something while he was on a business trip, or complications from a cold, which is very sad.
That must be one hell of a cold.
Yeah, oh boy, that feels relevant now. But. And then the mom was just unresponsive and contemplating suicide for a bit, and then she got snapped out of it, realizing that her daughter was still there waiting for her, and that was sweet. So it was a sweet, sad tale of against all odds romance, and then things taking a downturn due to unforeseen circumstances. But it would have been better if that had been the whole thing instead of a good chunk of it being dedicated to. I don't understand who that's for. I really don't understand who that's for, because if you've seen Fruits Basket, which presumably you have, because why else, unless you're an idiot like me, would you be seeing a prequel movie to this anime that has limited showings, so it's not like you're just gonna stumble into it and be like, "What's this?" So if you've already seen Fruits Basket, you shouldn't need the recap. And if you haven't seen it, the recap I don't think is necessarily helpful because it doesn't inform you what the rest of the movie is gonna be about. It's just, hey, don't worry, everything turns out happy. And there was a little bit at the end that was apparently original, but it was not part of the prelude. It was about Kyo and Toru after they moved away and how they're doing. So it was nice enough, I guess, but it was also like, why? Was it to pad the runtime? Because I don't feel like that was necessary. Yeah. It's just confusing. Very sweet, though. A little uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable, actually. But sweet. But uncomfortable.
Okay.
I don't know, it's been a week since I've seen this movie. I've been working very hard on the prank and not so much on the film analysis.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't understand a thing about Fruits Basket if you asked me to. So
yeah. Fruits Basket.
Wow, you want to switch
Basket.
a few more syllables around there?
Wait, what did I say?
Fruits Casket.
Fruits Gasket.
Fruits Basket.
I'm sorry, I'm tired
no,
and like my brain's current.
Greg, I said
okay,
it.
good.
I'm being
It's
stupid.
Greg, not me this time. Yay.
Fruits Basket has been long on my watch list. In all honesty, so like from the little bit I watched at your place, Cody, it's kind of like, okay, this does actually look kind of interesting.
Oh, did I spoil the Kyo and Toru thing? Shit.
Oh no, not in the slightest. I don't care because I've never seen the show.
Yeah, that's
like
fair.
I'm not super attached to the show, but it's still one of those things where from the little bits I saw at your place when one of your roommates was watching it, it's like, okay, this looks interesting. I kind of want to watch this because this does look like a good time.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I had one joke in the theater that I didn't make, and I didn't write it down, but I do remember it distinctly. And it was, for the 3 people listening to this who watch Fruits Basket that I know of, I hope you enjoy this. Me when I thought it was going to turn out that Akito was driving the truck the whole time.
Ha 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 ha.
I have a
that was very good condescending unlaughter, and I thank you for it.
Yes.
Okay.
So since we aren't talking about Miss Marvel this week, and we're doubling up next week...
Sorry, my fault.
It happens. I didn't see Minions.
Fair, but to be fair, I wouldn't have seen it anyway, and if I did, I would not. I would have instantly dropped the Discord call like right now. And just...
Worth.
It would have been worth it, actually.
If people still say worth.
But I'm glad you didn't either in that case. So I think with that said, we are game to call this a relatively short episode for this week. Next week, we're going to be talking about Love and Thunder.
And I'm sure I'm probably going to hate it.
I will probably be ambivalent to it. We'll see, though.
I'm sure it'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Stay tuned next week to get our opinion on it and...
other stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Other stuff. See y'all next week. This has been Under the Bridge with the Scarlet Troll.
And the Agent Duckman.
Cody, and the Agent Duckman, and sometimes Greg, a.k.a. Bob.
We got him. We finally got him.
Follow us on YouTube, the whatever. Give us the like and the thumbs and the, yeah.
Yeah, tell us where else we should put this thing. I don't know.
And also don't forget to look for us and follow us on Spotify.
That's the one. That's the thing of a joke.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, bye.
Good night, everybody.